So I saw this post when I was scrolling through Instagram, and it was a woman who made this post. I believe it was on Twitter. And it says how you ends feel when y'all get effed and left. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you guys can easily fill in the blanks as to what this woman was asking. And I wonder when women are going to realize that it is not possible for you to pump and dump a man. That is just not in a woman's MO. Like, that's not your lines. Okay? That's not your lines. This is the equivalent of a hunter going into whatever atmosphere they go into to hunt and finding the prey just turned over and laid down, and then the hunter being upset that they didn't get the opportunity to hunt. Like, do you really think that they're going to be upset? The hunter is going to feel like, oh, it must be my lucky day. Is it my birthday? Like, what did I do to deserve this pleasure of, not having to hunt today because I was going to hunt anyway? That's what women have to realize. Men are natural hunters. Men are not natural conquerors. Women are the ones who are conquered. Just by the dynamics in the nature of how it literally works when you're in the action, it is impossible for you to even formulate the sentence in this way. Because in actuality, you are the one who's getting the first part. You're just leaving. What would make you think that men would feel, inferior or upset or heartbroken at the fact that they didn't have to put in the work that they didn't want to put in no way? Men are like, whew. Yes, I don't have to pretend I like you after this. I don't have to pretend I want to be with you. I don't have to pretend I want a relationship. I don't have to play the games. I thought you were kind of lame already to begin with. I didn't really like your attitude and your demeanor. How great is this? I get to just get my thrill and keep it pushing. When will women understand that you cannot hurt a man by freely giving him your body? Doesn't work like that. By using your body and giving him what he would have actually worked for free, it says more about you. And then you have women with this mentality, and then they're wondering, why aren't men how they used to be in the 90s? And why aren't men, singing the songs they used to sing about women anymore? Why have these men changed? It's the women who changed. The access has changed. The accessibility has changed. The options have changed. You're the constant. When we look at every aspect, we can see the drastic changes are the women. It's a cause and effect. When people say, oh, it's the men's fault of the state of dating and relationships right now, I am not buying it. I'm not, because, in this space that we're in, where women are at the forefront, right? A lot of people keep talking about the rise of the feminine, and oh yes, the feminine energy is getting all the effort and the praise that it deserves. This is the age of the feminine rebellion. That's really what it is. It's women going against their truest nature, going against how they're created to be, going against the grain by nature of how we are supposed to operate. And then they're surprised when there's chaos and there's dysfunction in the relationships and the whatever the case is. This is not a part of your feminine nature. Women are wired to be more emotional, and that's a beautiful part of us. That's so beautiful. Feminine nature is so potent, it can't be duplicated. It's so comforting. It's nurturing. It's supposed to be comforting, nurturing, a peaceful place. A place that, people come within your vicinity and they just feel nurtured and cared for and understood. It's a beautiful thing. Why is it that women are fighting so hard to tilt the scale within themselves and be 90% masculine and maybe, I'll say 98% masculine and maybe 2% feminine? I have no idea. There is so much beauty in masculinity. Do I want to be masculine? Absolutely not. I feel like women, I say this all the time, they have no idea what true feminine nature really is, because if they did, they would not be out every day trying to fight to be the opposing balance. If you understand how deep the roots grow of your feminine nature, you would be so busy working on yourself, you would have no time to try to put your feet in shoes that don't fit you. It wouldn't be the case. It wouldn't be. Women are so far against feminine nature that there's a woman who, she has a TikTok page. She's a wife. I believe she's pregnant at the moment. She has a husband. She has 2 children. And, she spends her time, her TikToks are dedicated to her making food from scratch, making bread from scratch, making cereals for her children from scratch, making, sauces from scratch. Just everything that you could think of, this woman is doing. She made her husband, I think, Oreos from scratch one day. And women are in her comment sections berating her, disrespecting her, talking bad about her, making pages, about how, trying to expose whatever it is, because feminine nature in its truest form, they despise it. Think about that. It's women in the comment section, the same women that say they support women, same women who say they love other women, same women who be screaming women's empowerment. Gotta do that one long. Because they only empower you if you do what they want you to do. They're berating this woman, tearing her down. Again, because they're the furthest they've ever been from feminine nature. And feminine nature is like a disrespect to these women. It's like, how dare you be who you're supposed to be? How dare you operate in the manner in which we were created to operate? How dare you? How dare you cater to your husband and your children and love on them? And care the food that they're supposed to eat in their, consume. How dare you? They don't realize that the feeling that they have against this woman and the energy that they have putting towards her to despise her is actually a direct reflection, because they don't feel adequate. They don't feel like what they're doing is enough. They understand the time that they're wasting, whether it's on social media, whether it's in other people's business, whether it's doing nothing, and they envy it. When women are within this nature of jumping from man to man, scrolling through their phone and seeing who gonna be the lucky man of the night that I provide access to, that didn't have to work for nothing, that's just gonna give me what I want to give and what I want to get, and then I can just dip out. They don't understand the long-term effects of that behavior. That's what happens. You see, when women do this, you get into relationships, and it's hard for you to be peaceful within your relationship, because you're so used to jumping and new and fresh, and I wonder what this is like, and the excitement of the new and the fresh, and not having to do the hard work, not having to put the time in, not having to have tough conversations, not having to do all that stuff, that when you actually get into those spaces, you're the one that creates havoc, and then turn around and complain about it. It's you. Because you fed this thing within you that's not supposed to be there, of allowing all this access into your body, And then when you get with one man, he's not enough. You start arguing with him about stuff that don't even make sense. And you're thinking that it's just because you're irritated with him, but you don't realize it's because of the seeds that you sown in your past. That's creeping on up now. He don't take out the trash and you're like, oh, I can't stand this. It's over. I don't want to be with you. But it's really that thing inside of you that's longing for somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody else that you fed. Women don't talk about that. They're not telling you. They're not saying it. They just telling you, go on out there, do what you got to do. And they figure by the time that you have to deal with the side effects of doing all these things that you've been doing in your youth, that maybe they'll be long gone and you can't come and call them and blame them. It's reality. You can't do what a man can do. You're not supposed to operate in that way. Women are naturally, if you look at our nature, we are sponges. We absorb and then create. Naturally. It's not in your nature that you can jump around and not be emotionally affected. Don't compare yourself to what a man can do. A man can get 10 women pregnant at the same time. But while you're pregnant, you can only be pregnant once. In a span of like 10 to 11 months. Just by nature, it should show how vastly different we are. Work on finding out what our truest nature is. Your power does not lie in trying to put on the nature of your counterpart. It lies in you mastering your own nature. I say this stuff to women because I really love y'all. Like, I really do. As much as y'all be coming at me, y'all said some, disgusting things to me in my DM, in my comment sections, as much as you guys tell me, shut up and this and that, I do love you guys. And this is why I have these conversations. As tough as they are. But they're honest. And it's vital for you to understand how important it is and for you to see the bigger picture. The effects. What can happen? What can hurt you? What can harm you? While all these women that say that they support women and they love women are just throwing you out there in the lion's den. Wrapping you up in meat and throwing you out there. And then if you cry about it, they'll be like, oh, bad, too bad, so sad. You knew what you was doing. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on this video. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.